Hey everybody, it's Carl with KB&P, and today I'm going to show you my progress on my 30-day wheelie challenge. As I mentioned in an earlier video, I'm turning 60 this month, and I've always wanted to learn how to do wheelies. And since our local trails were closed due to COVID-19, I decided to do a 30-day challenge to see if I can learn to do them. I've compiled the first 15 days of my efforts. I spent 10 to 15 minutes each day in front of my house practicing. I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on how to do wheelies, and I suggest you do the same if you're wanting to learn to do them as well. So the basics from the videos I watched includes bike setup, flat pedals, seat lowered a bit, and some videos recommend locking out the rear shock and picking a gear in the middle of the cassette, not too easy, not too hard. Then once your bike is set up, there is the loading of the suspension and popping the front wheel up with a pedal stroke and throwing your body back with arms straight and sitting on the seat while pedaling. One finger on the rear brake to prevent going over backwards. Sounds easy, right? What I noticed in the first 15 days of trying to learn how to do wheelies is that, one, the initial pop-up is critical to getting started. If you don't pop up high enough, you end up pedaling too hard to keep the front tire up. Arms should also be straight. Notice here in these videos that my elbows are still bent. And then third, modulating the rear brake is more difficult than I imagined. My brain tells me to jump off the back of the bike before it tells my finger to lightly touch the brake. So we all want to measure progress when we're learning, and I've gotten up to 7 or 8 pedal strokes and covered 40 feet in a wheelie. But I found out that you can wheelie 40 feet with bad form, with elbows bent and pedaling fast trying to keep the front tire up. Okay, you can see we're here on day 5, and a little bit of progress, kind of running off the side there. That tends to happen sometimes. Not sure really why I get off center. I'm not really able to correct my balance at this point because I'm just not going far enough, don't have a feel for it. A lot of 2-3 stroke wheelies in the first few days. So 1, 2, 3, 4 strokes on that one. Day 6. More of the same. You can see I get a little sideways there. Pedaling, but I'm off the seat. I was actually off the seat, I think, on that one. If you're off the seat, again, that's not good. That just adds more variability to it. So important to concentrate on keeping the arms straight, staying in the seat, and looking down the road. One of my problems is committing to throwing my body back over that back wheel and balancing. And so definitely have some work to do there. More often than not, I end up kind of turning and going some off to the right or off to the left. Here's day 9. More the same. It's just the progress is just so slow. It's I'm wondering if I'm even making any progress. At least I think I'm starting to eliminate in my mind the things that I shouldn't be doing. Now, making my brain and body do what I know intellectually is correct is another thing altogether. So you can see it's a lot of work each day, 10-15 minutes each day, a lot of pedaling back and forth from the house, slow progress. Day 10, off to the right, pretty common mistake. Still getting just a few pedal strokes. Off the seat, I think, on that again. This was before I realized that you have to stay in the seat when you do this, and you see the elbows bent there. When you get your elbows bent, you start pulling the bike closer to you. As the front tire is starting to drop down, you compensate instead of keeping your weight balanced toward the back, you end up trying to modulate to keep the front tire up with your elbows. So you can see it's also kind of windy out too, and that could be a factor. I think probably not too much of a factor for me at this point. So we're at day 13. 5 pedal strokes there. A lot of pedal strokes between 2 and 5 strokes here, and so not a lot of progress at day 13. Not where I'd really like to be. Even though I can see some progress, I'm not super confident that I can learn how to do wheelies in 30 days. If you have suggestions for me on how to learn to wheelie, please put them in the comments below. And if you want to see if I actually learn to do wheelies, please hit like and subscribe. Until we see you next time, happy trails.